Hi guys, this is Dreamer Carlos. On today's video, I'm gonna give you my review of The Big Bang Theory, episode 15 of season 1. My bro nerd's keeper. My bro nerd's keeper. And in this episode, it involves in this episode, guys. This episode it involves Sheldon. It's basically all surrounding Sheldon. When a special visitor comes to Caltech and visits him in his office, and that's his fraternal twin sister, Misty Cooper. Now, Misty doesn't look nerdy. She looks totally un-Sheldon. She doesn't look a bit like Sheldon, even though she had. What I'm saying is, the only thing that Misty has is the last name Cooper. But everything else, nothing like Sheldon. She's not a nerd. She's pretty, she's nice, and she's cute. But here's the kicker. So, Howard is the first one to spot Missy in Sheldon's office, and he tells Raj and Leonard that a pretty girl is in Sheldon's office, and of course, all three of them run. I shouldn't say run. Yes, I'm gonna go with run. Run towards Sheldon's office, and they're like, "Hey, who is this? Who is this?" Then Sheldon says, "Hey, you haven't said hey to me, or hey buddy, never." And then Sheldon introduces Missy to Leonard, Raj, and Howard. And obviously, all three of them are basically enamored with Missy. But here's the kicker for Raj. Caltech is doing a study, or is doing a test run on a mutism drug for people that have mutism, or mutism and awkward in speaking. They can't speak just like Raj. So Raj reads the poster. Reads the poster of this trial and grabs and grabs the poster. Meanwhile, Howard has been staking out Missy's map to Sheldon's road, walk path towards her brother's office, and Missy is there to visit Sheldon, but she's there to go to Disneyland. So her final destination is Thy Destiny's Anaheim. I'm quoting Howard, of course, and obviously Leonard and Howard and Raj later. Raj comes comes into the picture again, and Leonard and Howard and Rod are so enamored with Missy, and they really want to know, and they really and then 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 Sheldon says, Missy's my fraternal twin, even though she looks she's unnerdified like me, like she's not unnerved like me. We have the same name, different personalities, but we are still twins, fraternal twins. So we are blood. We have the same wavelength. And then Missy tells a funny story, just like in episode where Mrs. Cooper tells the group, of course, tells the group Sheldon, tells the group of Howard, Raj, Leonard, and Penny about Sheldon building a death threat. Well, Missy has a similar story, but this time it involves an easy bake oven. An easy bake oven, and basically the story is that Sheldon was baking basically the same cake, the same yellow cake, the same yellow cake of a uranium cake, but this time it was using an easy bake oven, and he burned poor Missy's eyebrows. Now, the funny thing is here that Leonard forgets all about Penny. Forgets that he has an intense crush on her, and basically, in a funny way, ignores her, and basically loses his cape, his cloak of Penny, for a cape that says Missy Cooper, and basically chaos ensues in Leonard, but Raj, stepped into the apartment of Leonard and Sheldon's and said, and had been trying out the mutism tester, the unmutism test drug that the university was trying out on subjects, and it was working, and it works, but it comes with side effects, like intense smiling that poor Raj can't stop smiling. Second side effect: involuntary movement. And then Howard and Raj have a who wrote the book, who has the best culture, the best knowledge, the best culture or knowledge on, you guessed it, on love, and of course, and of and of and of course, uh, how Howard says we you know we of the promised land, we of the promised land of the Holy Land, and I mean this in a respectful way, guys. Also in a funny way, but respectfully in a respectfully funny way. We my people of the Holy Land, we invented the circumcision. Now we invented the circumcision. I that I I know what a circumcision is, but it's way the word is culturally correct, and the sound of it of circumcision is way too funny to say, but some of you guys might know what it is. I know what it is, but it's just too uncomfortable for me to explain it. But anyway, after that, Howard says, I also ride a hog, meaning a bike. Then Raj says, no, you don't. You don't ride a hog. You ride a Vespa. Then Raj says, we wrote the book on the cha-cha-cha, if you know what I mean, guys. And he says to Missy, if you really want to, he says to Missy, you're welcome. You're welcome. And of course, Missy at this point is very, very, in a funny way, again, in a very, very funny way, uncomfortable. And she asked Penny if she can go and like see your apartment just to get away from the guys. And at this time, Penny is like to Leonard. Mrs. Cute, and Leonard is like, what? No, like not like saying what, but like finally getting a little bit of putting some attention on Penny, but involving Missy. And Leonard says she's alright, and she's pretty and also perfect. So then all three, well, then Rod, then Leonard says to, then Leonard proposes a proposition, or kind of implies that to Sheldon, if you want young nephews and a young niece to be like you, smart as you, and arrogantly smart like you, Sheldon, Missy needs to be a guy that matches your intellect. And I would be the perfect candidate. Then Raj, not knowing what Leonard had proposed to had suggested to Sheldon, Raj, and Howard were on the ground fighting. They were like at WrestleMania, on the ground, fighting, and grappling with each other, like at WrestleMania, and it was fun. It was funny. Then, 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 Missy, then Missy, then Missy came back. Well, before that, before moving to going and seeing Penny's apartment, Sheldon was like to Missy, you know that you carry my blood, and you might carry you might someday carry a future genius, and I want a future genius or future nerdy girl like me, and I want the perfect mate for you, Missy. And then Missy was like, no, hold up, hold your teleporter, Sheldon. No one, no one, especially you, will tell me who can I date or who I want to marry in the future. And if I want to have kids with that person, it will be my choice. Our choice. And I don't need my twin brother to tell me what to do. If you are saying that, if you are doing that, remember what I used to do with you, what I used to do to you, Sheldon, when you got personal, when you got way too detailed and personal with my life, into my life. Remember? And of course, Sheldon had another idea. What if we freeze your eggs, your eggs, and unfreeze them when you have found your perfect mate, and we will go from there. But Macy wouldn't have it, so she kicked Sheldon in his eggs, if you know what I mean, with Texas-ized heels. At this time, or after that, Sheldon understood that Missy could date whoever she wants. Then at the end of the episode, or before the end of the episode, Raj, Howard, and Leonard were playing playing Wii Boxing. Wii Boxing to determine who would go and talk to Missy. Howard failed very, very magically. He had a very nerdy magical fail. Leonard, before asking for Missy, was wondering about Penny's friend, another guy friend, and Penny said, "It's going great. Why do you ask? Why do you ask that, Leonard?" And Leonard said, "Just catching up. Just wanted to be in the loop. But for Rod, but the third one, which was Rod, Missy had her eye on Raj, and tragically for Raj, his mutism test drug was basically wearing off, and he was trying really hard to talk to Missy, but he squealed in a funny squealing way, and then Missy said, if I had a dog that was squealing in that way or in that fashion, I would do something about it. I would have to tragically cry, put it down. And then at the end of the episode, Missy said something very funny. That's obviously very funny, but also very, very, very nice, very, very sweet towards her brother. She told Shelley that she was very proud of him, and that she's very proud to tell her friends or people that she knows that her brother is a rocket scientist. Of course, we know that Sheldon is not a rocket scientist. He's a physicist. But anyway, after hearing that from Missy, Sheldon was like, "Really? A rocket scientist? I'm a physicist. Really, a rocket scientist? How humiliating. That's sad. That is so sad." And that's how this funny, Koopy episode 15 of season 1 of The Big Bang Theory ends, guys. So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want to, what part of this episode did you like? And did you have, and question, do some of you guys and girls have any twin brothers or any twin sisters? Or a mix of both? So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like, and until we nerd again, bye!